Hey residents of MeepleTown, today we are Viscounts riding about the country. We're going to be gaining influence in the castle, doing lots of different things so that we can Viscount our points up and be the victor at the end. Alright, here's the setup, but before we do that,
Exciting news, MeepleTown!
We're going to tell you that we're going to be doing some playthroughs of games, and we're going to be keeping our score overall. Now, up to this point, based on our records, John has me 9 games to 3 at this point. So we're going to start anew. We're going to start
2021
fresh.
is a fresh start.
Fresh start.
Today we start the Battle Royale fresh.
To see who will be the winner in 2021 to gain some trophy, maybe? I don't know. We haven't talked that far through, but
let's do it.
There'll be a huge prize, maybe a car or something like that.
There we go.
All right. Now
go.
let's just jump into this.
All right, let's play this game. All right, so Viscounts of the West Kingdom, what you're going to do on your turn, this is a victory point game. In addition to that, the game length is going to be determined by this debt pile and this deed pile here. And when one of them, we get to this card beneath it, it will trigger the end game. We'll finish the round and do one more round of the game. But it is a victory point game. So how does it play? The first thing you're going to do, this is really nice right here. This kind of shows you exactly what you do on your turn. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to have, at the beginning of the game, 3 cards in your hand. You're going to play one of the cards here, and then as the game progresses, the next time I play a card, the next one's going to slide over, so forth and so on. You'll see the bonuses. Some of the cards give you bonuses as soon as you play them into your little tableau here. Some give you perpetual bonuses as long as they're here. Some give you bonuses as they fall off. But after you play that card, you're going to count how many spots. You're going to move your Viscount as many spots as the coins have there. So I would move my Viscount 2 spots if I was here. There are arrows on the board. You can only go clockwise and up and down certain directions and whatnot. Then you're going to potentially send one of your folks off to get a bonus. You're going to do an action. You're going to potentially buy one of the cards there. We're going to look for our virtue and then draw back up. You'll see all of that as we play.
That's right.
And we're just going to keep doing that and scoring points going around the board. The first thing we do to start the game off is, Dean, do the roll.
We're gonna see
who wins. Let's not see who wins.
We're gonna see who wins the game right now.
All right.
This is gonna be the first player.
All right. Yep. You.
That would be me.
Of course you are.
All right. There you go.
All right. So because Dean's
player.
the first player, yeah, in reverse player order. Sorry, did I just talk over you?
No, you're fine. Then reverse player order. John is gonna choose which
person I want. Okay. And so it's interesting. They all have different bonuses. So you're gonna get one player that's gonna go into your deck. This is a deck building game, and then you're gonna have just some cards to start off with. I think I'm going to take Rudolph over here.
That was a good one.
Yeah, and then so I'm going to get 2 of any resource, coins, some deeds, and a debt, and go ahead and flip one of them over, and this guy gets shuffled into my pile here.
Yep, I'll do the same. I'll take my take my 2 gold. 6. I'll take a bunch of coins. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
right,
7
coins.
I'll gain
3 of these.
A debt and a deed.
There you go. Oops, these are actually on the wrong side there.
And these will be face, yeah, there we go. Face down. I got to clear some space up here already.
Yeah,
and so much stuff.
There you go. One of my deeds is already flipped over. So you'll see here that deeds score you 1 victory point every time you get one. If you flip them over, it's worth 3. Debts are your -2 at the end of the game, unless you flip it over, which gives you a resource of your choice. You're also going to put your Viscount on whatever number this is. So let me see where I'm at before I determine what 2 resources I want to get.
While John's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and I get 2 people that I get to put into the castle right off the bat. In your face.
Wow. Okay. You know,
is that harsh?
I think I'm going to actually take some stone to do a little bit of building to start this game off with, even though I'm going to end up putting a lot in there. Okay. This card also doubles as a reminder for what's going on in the game. I'll just leave that up there. Actually, I'm just going to put it over here. All right, so all we're going to do now, let's shuffle it up and let's go, baby. It's go time.
That will be me going first, since John was the first one to pick that. Hold on.
Shoot. Those 2 guys need to be shuffled in the deck.
Fumble fingers over here.
So we're going to do, like for those who've been watching MeepleTown, we're going to play some gameplay, then we're going to do our art and component thoughts, our final thoughts, and then we're going to do a separate video for the end of the match. So just so you know. That's the way we're going to go.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
I think what I will do...
Let's do that.
I don't mind having that up there right off the bat. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'll put my lender out. And when I do that, nothing immediately happens. This will happen after she gets pushed off of the board. But I do have 2 of the merchant symbols on her. First, I'm going to, after I play that, I'm going to move my Viscount. And I think what I'll do is move it. I have to move it there. Sorry. There's a huge glare on the board. In my mind, I actually thought I was going to be moving 2 spaces.
Do you want to play another one?
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong card. I'm going to move 2 spaces to go 1, 2 down here.
Wow.
And then right off the bat, and the symbology on here is really good. So it just shows you that you can do that. Then I can dismiss the card that's on there by paying 2. I really like that Tinker card though. So,
and what that does is gives you their symbol bonus for that 1 round.
That's right. That's right.
And you also are going to get to do this if you do that.
Yeah. So now moving down there, the reason why I moved down there is because I want to be able to play one of my people into the castle. Now, I don't have any symbols on my card to do that, so it's probably not a great idea for me to move to that spot. I'm already making...
What's happening?
I'm already making bad choices.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
He's getting flustered.
Sorry about that. 1, 2. I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing there, Joe. I won't do that again. Maybe. It's 2021. Starting off on a great
gosh.
So to do this action, I have 4 of the merchant symbols to be able to gain 2 of the stone here.
For the first 2 rounds of the game, you can count the ones printed on the board. From then on, they're actually just going to be what's on the card. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, like you said.
That's right. And now that I've taken that action, what I will do is I will pay 2 coins to buy the Tinker. This will go into my discard pile. But immediately what will happen is I'll be able to move my my white token that way. Meaning I'm very pious, John. I'm a good person.
Are you done?
I just need to draw back up, and then I'm good.
All right, I'm going to play my lender to go 1 space here, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, because I want to get gold. But I'm also going to boost my power. Every single action that you have, you can boost it by giving money for the merchant action, which I just did, stone for the building action, gold for this, putting them in the castle, the saint action, and inkwells for the scribes. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 big bucks to go ahead and get another one, so I can go ahead and grab 3 of these instead of just 2. I hope that was wise. And I'm not going to take the foreman. So I'm done.
All right, then I will slide my journeyman over right off the bat, and then I will play... I think what I'm going to do is try to go ahead and start getting some more stone so I can build some buildings here coming up. So I'll play my lender in, giving me another 2 of the merchant symbols. So now I have 6. I'll immediately move 1 space, and then I will pay my merchant symbols that I have to gain 3 stone this time. Now I can also pay 2 coins to get another one if I want, because I can pay a coin per merchant symbol, but I'm not going to do that. Tell you what, I do like that card though. So, okay, I took my merchant action. Now I can buy that strongman, which I kind of like that.
It's having
a building symbol, and I've already got a lot of merchant symbols on there. So I think I'll do that.
It's going to give you a lot of flexibility in the game.
Yeah, I think so. So strongman cost me 2. Immediately I'll again be able to move my white symbol over there. Going to go to the discard pile, and that will help me with being able to build with my merchant symbols in the future. I'll draw back up, and that's my turn.
All right, so I'm going to play my abbot card and just go over 1, 2 to this spot. I've got 4 of the merchant symbols. I'm going to just stick with that to grab 2 of these inkwells. Then I really want to go in here because I want this card really bad. So this is going to cost me 3 coins. And I'm going to do it, which is going to pretty much wipe me out.
That's really good.
So that I can take this card, which is going to give me a saint symbol, which is really important for going in here. And then I can spend gold for 2 saint symbols. Look at that. Yeah. But just 1 time. So I can't just do it like crazy. But
that's still huge.
That's pretty big, I think.
Which means I'm going to need to be able to find something that's going to help me put more people in the castle. A big reason why I took the one that I took is because it lets me put 2 people in the castle right off the bat. So right now, I'm really thinking I need to figure out ways that I can get people in the castle.
Oh, I get to discard a card if I want to. From my hand or from my draw pile. And let me see here. Yeah, let me get rid of that guy right now. Reshuffle that. I should have done that before I drew this card.
So you're done though?
Yeah.
All right, John played the Abbott card, so I'm going to play the Costello card.
Whoa!
I was holding off on
That's
that
rough.
one. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Who'd you play? You played the Abbott. That's right.
You just said that.
Yeah, I know. I've got a couple choices I need to make now. I would like to be able to. Yeah, I don't really know what I need to do. First, I'm going to slide. I'm going to slide them over. Then I'm going to play my. I think I'm going to play my financer to help me get some money, and maybe eventually something will come up that will help me to be able to put more people in the castle like John did. That's really, honestly, what I'd like to be able to do. Yep, I'll do that, and especially because, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3 to be able to move over there. I would like to just move 1, but you can never move less. You can always move more by paying a coin, but not less. Oh boy. Let's do that. So I'm going to discard my Abbott. I'm going to take 2 coins, not from my pile, from over here. How about that?
Wow.
I was just going to take 2 coins and give them to myself. All right, so I'll take 2 coins. That was from the financer that I put into play. I'm going to keep up top, I think. So 1, 2, 3. And I do have 5 of the merchant symbols. Do I want to do that? Now, I can actually build, too, but I don't have any build symbols, and I don't want to waste my stone. So I think what I'm going to do right now is just get the inkwell. So I'm going to pay 1 coin to count as another symbol, and I'll take 3 of those. Right now, I'm just building up resources. I think that's going to help me out a little bit. Now I can buy that card. I don't think... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to right now. I'm not going to spend my money on that. So then I'll just draw back up to 3 cards, and that's my turn.
I'm going to play this Journeyman. I'm doing that mostly because I ran out of money. And in this game, money can really, especially when you're trying to get resources, can be very valuable. Plus, of course, you can move your Viscount a lot more around. It lets you buy cards. So going low on money early is not good, I don't think. So I'm going to go ahead and take 4 coins because of my 4 things. Now, I'm also going to go ahead, though, even though I did that, I really like this Tinker card because this is going to help me build an engine to be able to put more people in the castle because there's every time that he falls off, I'm going to get a gold. So I'm cool with that. I'm still kind of low on money, but I'm done.
You're done?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to slide my Journeyman off, which will allow me to buy a card. Now, here's what I did not think about. I didn't want to buy this card before. I don't want to buy it now. So do I take it? Now, the benefit of that is it does cost 3, which is good.
Oh, I get to move on my
So it'll let me move farther, but also it will allow me to shift my cards around right away. I think I will. I think I will take that card. And it's going to be free because of my Journeyman. And right away I'll get to shift my cards around, which I'm going to leave them because I don't really care about the order that they're in right now.
Well, you should have played a card. Right?
No, that came off. So that came off first, and then... So this comes off before you add your card in there. So, but it doesn't really matter for what I want to do, I don't think.
My bad. My bad.
Yeah. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to leave that there, I think. I don't really care as much about getting that off quickly. But it does open this one up in case I wanted to buy that one again. I don't care about that one either. But I'm going to move first anyway. So I'm going to keep talking to myself here. Let's go 1, 2 after I played my Guntram. Is that his name? Guntram.
Guntram is the name.
Okay.
Don't wear it out.
That's not his position in society, Guntram?
I don't know.
Everyone else is. Maybe his name is Deacon? I don't know.
No, it is.
Maybe
it must be the Guntram. I don't know what a Guntram is.
I don't know.
That's his position. Let me Google it.
Anywho, nothing happens right away when I move there, but he does give me one of those, one of the cross symbols, which I can use here, and I will do that. I'm going to spend 2 of my inkwells, and that one counts as the other symbol that I need. That's the action that I'm going to take this time. That's going to immediately give me a deed that I'll take.
He was the king of the Kingdom of Orleans.
Is that right?
From 8561 to 92.
Another game we like, Orleans.
There you go.
Okay, so I took my action there. That was to buy one of these scrolls, and then I can purchase that card. I kind of like that card.
No,
honestly.
you pick up a deed.
Huh?
That symbol means pick up a deed. What are you talking about?
I already did. I picked up a deed. I'm talking about right here.
I was like,
I'm on my next
how many
phase of
times
the
have we
game.
played this game?
I'm on my next phase of the game, John. I can buy a card if I want to.
Sorry, I was caught up figuring out the gun from
But
stuff.
do I want to do that? I'm already getting a lot of cards. I'm going to have to start thinning out my deck if I do that.
The good thing about him taking so long on his turns is that it gives me enough time to know exactly what I want to do.
I will.
And then I just go boom and I get it done.
I'm going to buy the card. That's what I'll do. And when I do that, I immediately get to move this token over, and then I will draw back up to my 3 cards. Done.
There you go. All right, so my lender falls off, which I'm going to flip over this debt right there. And I'm actually going to go ahead and grab a stone again because I want to start doing some building to build a little bit of an engine up here. I'm going to play my thief. Whenever you play a thief, a criminal that has a skull, you're going to count the skulls on your tableau, and you're going to move them over. Why was that right there? It should have been there. Oh, wait, hold up. I've got these backwards. Okay, the virtue went up 1. Now that she causes it to go over 1. The good thing about the skulls we haven't mentioned yet, but that criminal symbol means they count as any symbol. So I'm able to go ahead and go down here 1 space, and now I have 1, 2 of the cross symbols, the scribe symbols. So I actually only have to pay 1 inkwell to pick this up. I wanted this because I want this sculptor card. And at the end of the game, for every unequaled scribe color, there's 4 colors. We're going to score up to 16 points. 1 is 1, 2 is 4, 3 unequaled is 9, 4 is 16, and then you can make as many of those sets as you want to. So there you go. Boom. And the cost was 3 is what that is on the thing there.
And now what John just did is block my spot.
He can go there, but it's going to allow me to shuffle
right.
up my cards so I can take one and move it off quicker, so forth and so on.
Yeah, I didn't want you to do that. Art and components, excluding John's wallet from the components. What do you think, John? What do you like? What do you not like?
Miko always does great art. I quite enjoy the art. The Viscount's nice, that big Viscount. I like this little, the castle in the middle. It kind of adds a little bit of pop to the board. So I'm very much happy with all the art.
Chunky buildings that are different shapes, which is nice because some of them are more valuable than other ones, which is a big plus. Yeah, I'm with you. My negative on that, I really love Miko's art for sure, but part of me, I'm ready to see something else. You know, all of these games have the same characters. I think there's some different ones probably from game to game, but you still see a lot of the same ones. I think a lot of people really like that. They like the consistency of that.
It looks pretty on the shelf.
It does look pretty on the shelf.
It's hard to break up the.
And you might, from game to game think, I really like
trilogies, whatever.
Tinker is my favorite card, my favorite person in all these games. But I think for me, I'm just ready to see something different,
different direction
than all of the same cards. Now, that being said, when you look at the cost of the game, I would imagine that probably drives it down quite a bit using the same art from game to game.
Maybe.
Which, it's not a bad thing because it's a cheaper game for sure.
I was going to say, this is what I want in the game. I want quality components, great, fantastic art at a $40 something. This is exactly what I want.
Who doesn't want that?
No, it's great. It's fantastic. I do understand what you're saying though, Dean. That's one thing that I was excited about Raiders of Scythia. Yeah. Was seeing this brand new fresh art with the Shem Phillips game. And just something different. Because there is some similarities, but there's positives and negatives to it. I mean, it's beautiful. There's
Oh yeah, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. Now onto the gameplay. I think there's a lot of things going on in the gameplay. There's a lot of different directions that you can take with buying the scrolls and honing in your deck and the cards that you get. And also there's a lot of ways to get rid of the cards. I like a lot of what's going on in this game. I like that you're moving, and where you move matters a lot of times. It doesn't always it always matters where you move, but it's not always interesting, I guess, how you move. But I like the different actions that you're taking and the fact that you have to think about the symbols that are on the cards, and then also matching up look at all those resources I have left over, by the way.
That was bad.
But having the right amount of what you need based on the cards and your resources, I think is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I guess the best part of the game for me is the card play, is the building your deck, picking where you want to go based on what card you want to play, excuse me, based on how many moves you want on the Viscount. I think that's really smart. I like the bonuses that you get perpetually or when they fall off, when to play those. I like how you can shift them around whenever you shift them around. I think that that's really interesting in the game. And I think that that's my favorite part for sure. Would you say or no?
For you?
It's a big part of the game. No, for you or no. I mean, that's the main mechanic. I think that's a huge part of the game, and I do like it.
It's I guess a combination of gathering up the resources with the symbols and all of that. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, that is kind of the crux of the game.
And I do say that for me, it's more interesting at the beginning of the game because you're building your deck more. You're kind of building that engine or what the deck that you've got going, and then later on, you're just kind of running it for the most part. Now, you can pick up some cards here and there, but I mean, you saw that I probably pick up a card or two that I never got to. Now, my deck was probably too thick. That was my fault, you know. But that's why I do like the beginning seems a little more interesting because I'm building and trying to figure out what kind of direction I'm going to go, and I like that better. Not that the ending is bad or anything, but it's just is more exciting at the beginning for me.
For you. And I disagree with that, but on deck builders, we kind of disagree on that. That's your general consensus for
it is. That's nothing specific to this game.
Yeah. Now, one thing that becomes a challenge for me, now if you've watched a lot of our stuff, you know that I tend to like to be able to do lots of different things, which there are lots of different things that you can do in this game. But one thing I don't like to be is kind of handcuffed to having to do one of the things that is, in this game, putting influence into the castle. I don't think that you can do well in this game without putting influence in the castle, which means that you're going to have to try to do some of these things, gaining your debt and deed cards so that you can focus on getting these points, maybe getting some scroll points, maybe not.
Especially in a two-player game, if your opponent's going in that direction. That's right. At a higher player count, maybe they can kick some of the other players can kick other people out, and you could kind of head in another direction. But
it's just so many points that you can get potentially.
It's a lot.
Though.
It can be a lot.
It is a lot. So I think that's one negative for me.
But I got more of my buildings this game.
Yeah.
I got 21 of my buildings and 15 in there.
That's right.
But I did get a lot of bonuses whenever it's going up in there and stuff like that. Of course, I flipped over 2 of those, which is another 4 points, so forth and so on. But you got to have those cards to flip them over.
Yeah, I think in most of our games, we get a lot of points from here. But that really just means, like, gameplay-wise, you have to focus on this. I cannot just let John run away with this.
It gets crazy. That game ended quick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pretty quick. If this game would have lasted another 15 or 20 minutes, this could have gotten insane with how many bonuses were getting set off and stuff. And I have destroyed people by them not going there that much in the game, and me trying to do everything I can to prolong the game.
Yeah. And, I probably, hindsight, I guess, should have probably taken another action to get rid of these before I ended the game so quickly, or allow John to end the game so that, I may have had a chance of being able to get more points in there. Yeah. But that's for me, it's a negative that you seemingly have to focus on this at least a little bit. Yeah. A lot. You need to focus a lot.
I kind of agree with you. Yeah, to a degree. Now, I've played this game now 7, 8 times. Like I don't always play games this many times before I review. And I'll say the person who wins this generally wins the game. Almost always wins the game. Actually has always won the game. I don't think that's going to happen all the time. I think there's other ways to score points a lot. Like I said, the buildings, the scribes can score you points and whatnot. But if you can, the more I play this game, the more. And the more I win, the more I focus here, and I put my my eggs into those baskets. I've gone heavy with like the scribes and gotten killed. I've gotten so. And again, maybe I'm not playing optimally, but I think that's important. I think you can do the other things, but you have to really do a lot in that. So that's a little bit of a negative for me as well. Another thing that the fun thing is about this game, there's a lot of really cool mechanics that I really like, and I like this game. No doubt about it. I enjoy this game. But I kind of wish that it was a little personal taste, a little tighter. Meaning there's 2 spots to get stone. Depending on how these come out, they can go to, there's 2 spots to get coins. There's 2 spots to get inkwells. And I can go to 2 spots to get gold. And I can go anywhere, even if Dean's there. So I can kind of do what I want to do. Sure. I don't feel that. You're talking about movement. I don't feel that pigeonholed in this game to go, but I like that in games. I like feeling like, yes, I got the right move at the right time. Some people are going to love that about this game. Some people are not going to want games where you're tight and you're taking the spots, and they're going to think that that's phenomenal, which is why I actually think a lot of people like this game for that reason, because there's a lot of flexibility in what you're doing. You're not feeling, but I feel like it's heavier player interaction that way.
Sure.
Like, oh, yes, I got to that stone spot before Dean got there. I like that. And I think because of that, it falls a little flat for me. Like, it's lost a little... It's down on the bottom end of his games for me, which is kind of weird because a lot of the mechanics are really great and smart in this game. And I really understand why people have this at the top of their list for him. It just feels like I'm kind of doing the same thing over and over and over again, getting to do what I want to do.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I still like it.
Yeah, I think that, the argument could be, well, I mean, it's just like taking actions, like almost like a worker placement in that sense where, in a worker placement, you're just putting workers out there. This one, you have to kind of time out your...
The timing is really good in this game.
It is, yeah.
That with the card play and stuff, that is one of my favorite parts, is like the way that you have to time everything and line it up correctly to make the move most optimal.
Yeah, and I find myself liking games where you have control over when the game ends, or at least when the rounds end.
That's cool.
I really like that because if you can, I did not time this well, but if you can time that well, getting the points from that. But at the flip side, if you're the one ending the game, there's a little bit of a negative because you're going to get one less turn. In that sense, right? After you trigger the end of the game, so that can be an issue. I don't think it's an issue. I actually really like that, but anyway. So
yeah, but I like those two, right?
Yeah,
that's smart because if not, everyone would go for the deeds probably, just get a ton of deeds, and this makes debts worthwhile, and it's a little bit of push your luck.
Yeah,
you could lose points on those.
It is. I've enjoyed that in this series, that good versus evil balance between those debts and deeds. I think that's really interesting, and again in this game, I think it's interesting as well.
Yeah.
And there's lots of ways to flip those over too, but if you end up getting a ton at once at the end of the game, it's going to be a little more challenging.
You have cards that flip them over. You have two cards right there in your tableau that flip them over. You have this that flips.
Which one helped me at the end of the game?
Spot here that flips it over.
Yeah. There's lots of ways.
Spots up there. That's what I'm saying. There's so many ways to do everything. I think that's a negative for me.
Okay. Well, let's get on to our final thoughts.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Go for it.
All right, so just what I said. All right, y'all. There's some really cool mechanics in this game that I love. I love the card play. I love the timing aspect of how to time things. I think that's really smart. I enjoy the deck building. Though, like in any of these deck building games, I mean, if you're playing a deck building game like Dominion, when it's over, it's over. You build your deck, it's over. But in any of these, it's not always my favorite how it feels really exciting at the beginning. As the game progresses, you're just kind of running your deck, which is, you have that in this game. No really way around that. That's not a big deal. But overall, the game, I feel like it's good, not great for my personal tastes. I think that there's reasons why people are going to absolutely love this game, but I mentioned in the gameplay comments, if you've skipped all the way to the end, that you can kind of do whatever you want to do. There's so many spots here to be able to go to get gold if I want to get gold or stone or whatever. I can get it. Dean's not blocking my spot. Now I'm giving him a bonus when I go to his spot if he's already there. But I think for my personal taste, I like the game to be a little bit tighter, and I also think the castle is pretty powerful in this game, and I would like to maybe have seen the balance between the four actions. Maybe I'm wrong. Balance between the four actions a little bit better. But
yeah. For me, that's exactly the way I feel. Not the deck building part. I think you're wrong about that.
Yeah.
I think in this game, the deck building piece is more interesting than a lot of deck builders because you are able to do. Like, it's not just playing itself out. The timing is everything and how you.
It's very interesting. Yeah. I like this game. I'm going to give it a higher score than you are.
Okay. What'd you give it?
Oh, I didn't give it a score. Sorry. I'm going to give this 7 out of 10, which means I'm usually willing to play this game. An 8 means I'm going to suggest it. I don't think I'm going to suggest this one a whole lot. I like Paladins better, if you want to know. I think I like Raiders better because Raiders is one I can play with people that don't play games a whole lot.
Raiders in the North Sea.
Sorry. And when you add the expansions to Raiders, it's really nice. I like this better than Architects. Architects isn't my favorite. I gave Architects an 8 on this, a year or so ago, and that was a little bit of a mistake for me personally, my personal taste. They're both about a 7 for me right now. I prefer this a little more than Architects, but it feels a little samey to me, kind of doing the same thing over and over and over. And there's just a few things that don't super draw me in. I like it. It's good. 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty close to John. There's a lot of things to like about this game, but again, per my taste, I often don't like in games being pigeonholed to having to focus on one thing when there's lots of different things to do. For me, I wish this, and I'm not faulting the design. This is me and my personal opinion. I would have liked for this to have been not as important as, say, like the scrolls. If the scrolls could have been as valuable to get points that way as they are in the castle. For me, I would want to see that. And I just haven't seen that in our gameplays. Maybe I'm playing it wrong, but I played...
It's in the middle of the board. I mean, it's just the way you want to look at it. This is kind of like area majority, area control. And if that's a big part of the game, and then you can do the other thing, sure, but that's a really important part.
But it seems like you can't let anybody run away with this, where the other things you don't have control. Like John building buildings, he can run away with that, and I don't have much control over how he does that. But this, you do... Anyway, so for me, I like this game too. I'm going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10. Meaning, I think it's a good game. It's one that I'm just not going to get to the table very much. Now, I am intrigued to play the Rune Saga for the Tome Saga for this one. I would like to play all three of them.
I would too.
But as it is right now, this is probably my least favorite. It is my least favorite out of all three of the West Kingdom.
I thought you were going to like this one.
I do.
I know. I thought you were gonna like it more than you did.
Yeah, no. For me, it's different. I like Architects, Paladins, and then this one the least out of those. Again, not one that I dislike. It's just I don't want to get to the table very much because of personal preferences about the balance of the castle. Not balance, the importance of the castle. There we go. So that's a 7 from John, 6.5 from me. Tell people how they can get in touch with us.
If you're enjoying our channel, we would love for you to subscribe to it. You can go to MeepleTownGames.com to check out all of our stuff. We're at MeepleTown Games on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and we're Board Game Geek Guild 3407.
Thanks for coming down to MeepleTown.
Thanks for joining us, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at MeepleTown Games, and connect with us on the MeepleTown Guild, Guild number 3407, at BoardGameGeek.com. And also subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. And until next time, thanks for coming down to MeepleTown.